Yeah, we got a film session today with the team, and then a short practice afterwards, and just been breaking down the film of our past weekend and the teams that we've got in front of us. So we've feel like we got a little bit better of the things that we were working on last week, and excited to get back in the gym and work on the things that are jumping out at us from this past week.
Questions? Dennis?
The other night you mentioned defense, especially at the net, as an emphasis in practice last week. What jumps out at you that needs maybe an emphasis this week?
Yeah, defensively, I mean, we've worked really hard on blocking. I think we're closing up the seams a little bit better. Our hand positioning, especially at the pins, are getting a lot better. Our right sides, I thought Madison and Sydney are doing a better job of getting their hands in the right area. In the backcourt, of reading, reading the game and knowing when you need to move into the court and when you need to pull back, and areas of responsibility and how you relate to the person next to you when you're digging and crossing over. So there's so much with so many new people and people that are kind of in and out. It's just taking some time, but I like the progress. We're not going to go from 0 to 100 in a week, but I like the direction that we're moving in that. I think a little bit more of that. We still have so much more room that we've got to get better at defensively. Offensively, just working Gilly back in. Grace has been playing really well, but you have a player like Lauren Gillis over on the side. You're going to try to move her in. So we got her a little bit of playing time, a little bit more. The second match, moved her into the L2 position. She'll probably, I don't know. We're just trying to work her back in. Defensively is the area that we've got to continue to get better at. I think we're passing for the most part really well. Our serving, I think we're starting to get a feel for what we're capable of doing. But this will continue to be a defensive week.
Brian?
Is Lauren at 100%, or do you feel that she's got some work here to really kind of get into match shape, so to speak?
No, she feels great. I mean, it's she looks great in practices. I think one of the things is that we've been playing pretty well, and so why go from practicing just a couple days to the whole 9 yards. And so we've kind of eased her back in. We've been fortunate enough to be able to do that. But, she feels like mentally, physically, I think her and the work that Kevin Schultz, our strength coach, have done during her timeout has been fantastic. And mentally, she's done a really good job of staying engaged and really knowing the scouting reports. And once you're active like that, then when it's your time to get out there, whether it's practice and then into the matches, you're more prepared. You're coming from a position of strength, and so she's in a great place. I think one of the concerns was her touch and feel for the ball, but she felt like at about day 2, she's like, hey, I feel as good as I did before.
Kind of a follow-up to that, nice to have her experience back in the lineup, because she's one of only 2 seniors, I think, on your roster.
Yeah, it's big time. I think she gives other people strength. I think, elite players do. Hopefully your veterans do. So every once in a while you'll get somebody that's younger that when you're standing next to them, you feel a little bit tough for yourself. And, Gilly's probably one of those players that, as her career has gone on, actually, we started seeing this in the spring. You feel a little bit tougher being next to her. And so she's, I couldn't be more proud of the journey she's kind of gone and glad she's picking up right where we saw her in the spring and running with it.
Dennis?
Playing Marquette now, you've been in the state here for several years, and
Mm-hmm.
you've watched the progression of players in the state. Each school has a number of in-state players. What's your take on where the state of volleyball in Wisconsin and player development.
Well, you mentioned Marquette, and that's actually, that's who we've got in front of us here. And, they open up the season going out to Hawaii and knocking off the 20th ranked team in the country. And then what was it, yesterday? Today's Monday, right? I think it was yesterday. I don't know. It's they played probably about as close of a 4-game set as you possibly can. I think all 4 sets were by 2 points, and I think went past 25. I think for a few of them against Kentucky, I don't know, 12th or 13th ranked. The Marquette team is they're really good. They've got a lot of Wisconsin kids. Their middles are really good. They've got some size in there. Offensively, they're hitting. They're going to give us a big challenge. That's another reason why we've got to continue to spend a lot of time defensively. Offensively, that team's really legit. I think Ryan's done a really good job of recruiting this state and recruiting this area and bringing some really good players in. And not just that, but they've developed. You see their middles. And one of them we were recruiting when I was at Dayton, and so I had her in camp, and you just watch the development she's made over her career. But the state of Wisconsin, I don't know. I think it's getting better. I think there's some really good coaches in this state and some really good talent, and I think it's getting better. It's I think everybody would say that there's a way we can go. We still need to go. You look at some of the states around us; they're maybe a little bit deeper than what we are as a state. But what I like is as I've been here for 4 years and gotten to know the coaches around here, is how many people are showing up to the coaching clinics and how much are showing up at the matches and how passionate they are about the game and wanting to share that passion. And Marquette has done a really good job of bringing in some of those some of the better players in the state, and it's really helped their program.
Brian.
Tiana Williams obviously had a nice weekend. Where's her elevation as far as her playing career is concerned here at Wisconsin?
Yeah, it was a nice weekend for her. It's I think it's one of those, if we can keeping her healthy and making the right choices and things like that, she's got incredible potential, incredible possibilities. She's turned into a player that is one of our go-to players, and she certainly blocked a lot of balls this weekend and worked awfully hard to get available. And Sydney and her connection is just getting a lot better. It takes a little bit time with a Tiana than it does with the Dana. Dana has a really, really big window to attack. Not just because of her size, but she can manipulate the ball and get the hands on different sides and take the ball when it's out in front of her on a slide, or one she can help out the setter if it's moving a little bit slower. Tiana's window is a lot shorter than that, and so it takes a little bit of time to groove it to her. Part of it is she's just really quick as well, and so I think it was a nice weekend because she's worked. But it was also a nice weekend because her and Sid have really started to have some time together, and it's they've turned into a pretty nice connection.
Anything else for Coach Sheffield?
Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.